there, it's Sydney with Tastefully Frugal, and today I'm excited to share with you some super easy, super affordable gift giving ideas. The best part is everything you need to make these you can get at the dollar store. So whether you're looking to make gifts for your kids' teachers or your neighbors, friends, coworkers, even your kids, there's something for everyone on your list that you can make these fun, easy, and affordable crafts. We'll be using our Cricut to customize all of these gifts, and you can use any Cricut machine. You can use your Air 2, which is what we'll be using today. You can use a maker. You can even use the Joy to make all of these gifts. So some of these gifts will be using permanent vinyl, others will be using iron-on vinyl, but they are all very easy to make. And all the images that we'll be using today and the designs are available in Cricut Design Space. So I will link in the description of this video the Design Space canvases, so if you want to recreate these gifts yourself, you can quickly and easily do it. So let's go ahead and hop on in and get started. Okay, this first gift is one that we've given to friends and neighbors for years, and it's always been a big hit. It's basically a movie night in a bucket or a jar. But I also want to show you how to make this individual size, so it's perfect for like college kids or teenagers. You can buy these popcorn bins, the smaller ones here. You can get 2 for $1 at the dollar store, and the bigger ones are $1. And everything else you can get at the dollar store too, from the drinks to the popcorn to the candy. And honestly, the dollar store has some of the best movie theater candy in my opinion. You can also include a gift code or a promo code to Redbox so that it really is a whole movie night in a bucket. So I've included in the description for this video the Design Space file for the Watch a Movie on Us promo code that you can use with print and then cut. But let me go ahead and show you how easy it is to make these buckets. So the first thing we're going to do is cut out our vinyl. We're going to use premium adhesive vinyl for this. When you're cutting adhesive vinyl, you'll want to make sure you have your shiny side or your color side up. I'm using the standard grip mat. You can use a standard or light grip mat. Either one works. A little tip when when your design has already been cut out, instead of peeling your vinyl off of your mat, if you flip your mat over and peel your mat from your vinyl, it makes it a whole lot easier to weed, and it doesn't curl your vinyl up. So now we're going to just use a weeding tool to weed the excess vinyl from our design. I really like this hook from Cricut. It makes weeding super easy, especially the insides of letters and the smaller pieces. So you just use the hook, you get a corner, and you peel off all the small pieces. As you can see, this is a pretty intricate design, so to save you some time, we're not going to weed the whole design on camera. But next, let me show you some tips for using transfer tape and applying your transfer tape to your design. So when I'm using transfer tape, what I like to do is I will use that same weeding tool, and I will peel away the top part of the transfer tape from the transfer tape backing, but I only peel about like the first 1/2 inch away, as you can see here. And then I line that up with the top of my design and slowly press down and pull the backing off at the same time. This prevents bubbles and ripples in your transfer tape. It also makes it a lot easier to apply. Then you are going to just take your design off of your transfer tape, line it up on your box, and use your little squeegee tool to press it down on the box. Now, when I am removing transfer tape, I like to keep it as close to the surface as possible. That way, if for whatever reason, like right here where my L didn't stick, I can easily fix it without ruining my design. So there you have it, a movie night in a box or a bin, however you want to call it, that everyone will love. Next, let's talk about another vinyl project that is perfect for teachers, coworkers, and friends. You can get these tumblers from the dollar store also, obviously, and they come in lots of different colors. And you can also get the peppermint stirs and your hot cocoa from the dollar store also. I've had a hard time in the past finding the peppermint stirs at other stores, but I've always been able to find it at the dollar store. So you can put your little hot cocoa and stirs inside your cup, or if you want to make a gift bag, you can do that as well. This gift bag that we're using is one that I showed you how to make last week with the foil tool, but you can definitely draw this little design with a pen as well. And the bag is just cardstock that we cut out on our Cricut machine also. So let me show you some tips for getting the vinyl out of the tubes. If you have vinyl tubes like this, the easiest way to get your vinyl out is to roll it. Roll it the opposite way, so counterclockwise, and your vinyl will literally pop right out. Another tip, if you're only using a small amount of vinyl, is to use a paper trimmer to cut your vinyl down to size. This will prevent any basically spoilage of vinyl. A lot of times if you have a full sheet on your mat, when you pull it away, it could get wrinkled, and then you can just put your vinyl right back into your tube. So I really like doing it this way if you have any of the vinyl in the tube. Just like we did with the red, we're going to have our shiny side up, and we'll cut our design. Since we basically went over things with weeding, we'll skip that step and we'll apply our transfer tape to our cup. I'll also share with you here a tip for getting your vinyl to stick on cups or rounded surfaces easily. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but once you get your transfer tape applied to your vinyl, you'll want to press down with a scraper tool on the transfer tape, but then also flip it over and press down on the backing to make sure that your design is fully adhered onto your transfer tape. Next, I like to use vinyl rolls. If you have books, things like that, you can put them next to your tumbler to prevent your tumbler from rolling. And then use some painter's tape along the longest edge and put the painter's tape down first, or put your design and then your painter's tape down. And that way you can peel back your backing, but your design is already on your cup, so it makes for perfect placement. And then you can just slowly press your design in. This is also perfect. You'll see that I missed some weeding right here. I did not get the center of my O. So since we were going slow and we didn't press everything on at once, I was able to get that O really quickly. So I really like using the painter's tape to hold it on. That way, if you did make any mistakes, because it does happen, it is easy to fix. I also use the scissors here to cut my design. If you are working with a bigger design on a rounded surface, sometimes you do need to cut the transfer tape to make sure that everything sits on there and doesn't have any wrinkles. Again, if you peel your transfer tape away at as close to the surface as possible, if anything gets stuck, it's really easy to fix it. So I definitely recommend keeping your transfer tape as close to your surface as possible when you're peeling it away. That way it is easy to catch any mistakes that come up. And there you have, let's finish getting the rest of the transfer tape off. And there you have another super easy, super affordable gift. This gift costs about $2 per cup. All right. This one was my 4-year-old's favorite gift, and she could not wait for me to get finished. It's basically a little girl's beauty kit in a bag. These tote bags come 3 for $1 at the dollar store, so it's perfect if you're making multiple gifts. And we actually are going to use adhesive vinyl on this. I wanted to do iron-on vinyl, and I had the design cut on iron-on, but as soon as I pressed the easy press on the bag, it burnt it. So that was not an option. Learn from my mistakes, use adhesive vinyl on these bags and not iron-on vinyl. And then the dollar store has a ton of really fun little girl makeup type kits or nail polish, hair. They have even little bracelets, mirrors, really anything for a little girl to do her own makeup. These press-on nails are super fun, and they're actually pretty sticky. My daughter has been able to get several uses out of them. So just get whatever you think the little girl would like and put it in a bag. Let's go ahead and share some tips for applying our vinyl onto these bags. Okay, just like before, we are going to take our transfer tape and only take off that first maybe half of an inch. You will notice that because this is a longer horizontal design, I'm not starting from the top, I'm starting from the shorter side and pressing the transfer tape down. Again, this makes it so that there are the least amount of wrinkles or bubbles as possible. Then once you have your design on your transfer tape, peel it off from the backing and line your design up on your bag. Now these bags can be a little tricky to work with, so you'll definitely want to use extra pressure on that squeegee when you're pressing it in the bag. I did start trying to peel away the transfer tape here and realized it wasn't sticking, so I used a little bit more pressure and also some pressure on the back. This is a design, if you have a larger design, so as you can see there's lots of little pieces here, definitely take your time pulling the transfer tape back. If you have a larger design, you won't have to spend as much time. But my daughter was so excited for this design. She wanted a makeup bag just like Mom's. Even though Mom's is black, she thought this one was perfect and was the best little makeup bag for her. So these are great gifts to give preschool age kids, or if you are doing like a Toys for Tots, it's a really fun gift to give as well. All right, you've probably seen this next gift on Pinterest or Facebook, but a lot of times what you'll see is the pot holders have sleeves in them and people put the cookie mixes and the spatulas in. However, my dollar store didn't have the ones with the sleeves, so we went a little bit of a different route. We did the same thing where we added iron-on vinyl to the front, but then instead of putting everything in a sleeve, I bought cookie trays and brownie trays. By the way, there are some really fun sizes of cookie trays and brownie trays at the dollar store. The cookie mixes and brownie mixes you can also get at the dollar store, and they have a ton of different varieties. And then you can get the spatulas or the turners as well. This one that has a little hand, like it's angled, these are perfect for brownies. So if you're doing the brownie mix, I definitely recommend getting those. Spatulas are good for cookies or anything really. And then you just put your spatula in, you put your cookie or brownie mix in. And let me show you some tips when working with iron-on vinyl. So iron-on vinyl is different than adhesive. You want to have your shiny side down on your mat. So that's what I was showing you just a second ago. But the same cutting process, you will see that I have my dial over on my Air 2 on the right is set to custom. I always use the custom design. That way, if I'm not using like everyday iron-on, if I'm using glitter or something like that, I can select the custom material in Design Space. I can also change the pressure as well. So once our design is cut out, we will weed it and then apply it to our pot holder. I'm using the Easy Press Mini. You can definitely use a 6x7 Easy Press too. But either way, you'll want to preheat your pot holder and then line your design up on your pot holder. You can measure it to make sure it's the same width away from the sides. And if you're using the Easy Press Mini, you'll want to heat it up to the second bar and then just use medium pressure for about 30 seconds all over your design, pressing it. I like to recommend whenever you're working with iron-on that you do a cold peel. So what that means is once you've pressed your design down, either turn it around and rub it on your table until it's not warm, or set it aside for a minute or two and let it completely cool before you peel your design away. So we're going to, I set that first design down. We're going to press our other design, which is this Baker's Gonna Bake. This is fun because it's not necessarily holiday specific, so they can use it all year round. Then once it's fully cooled, just peel your backing away. And to give you a better look at the supplies that we used for this, you just have your brownie pan. You can set your brownie mix, your brownie turner, and then on top, just put your hot pad. So this is a really fun gift for friends and also for neighbor gifts. This last gift is a candy cane lip scrub, perfect for the teens in your life. You can get these jars. They come in a 10-pack from the dollar store. And I'll also show you how to make the lip scrub inside, and we will make the candy cane lip scrub labels with print then cut. Let's first make the lip scrub. This is a super simple recipe, and you can definitely customize it for different flavors. What you want to do is basically 2 parts sugar to 1 part coconut oil. So I use about a cup of sugar for this and half a cup of coconut oil. We live in Arizona, so our coconut oil is mostly liquid almost all the time. So you'll just want to mix those 2 up until you have kind of like a Play-Doh type consistency. And then once you have the Play-Doh type consistency, you want to put your flavoring in. I'm using peppermint oil here. You can also use Kool-Aid if you'd like. I've done that for like watermelon and cherry lip scrubs in the summertime. Mix everything up and then divide your batter. So you'll want to put about 1/3 of it in a smaller bowl. And then the part that has 2/3 left, just use some food coloring to add color to that to make it red. Now it does have a hint of red. It's not going to dye lips bright red, but it does give you a little hint of color. Once you have everything mixed up really well, then you'll want to start layering your designs in your container. So for the 2 cup to 1/2 cup coconut oil ratio, I was able to get 5 containers full of lip scrub. So you can definitely play around with the amounts depending on how many lip scrubs you want to make. So we're just going to use a spoon and layer on our red down at the bottom. And then we are going to layer some white in the middle and make sure that you have enough room at the top for one more layer of red. That way it really looks like a candy cane. And then you'll just put your lid on top. Now let's make these the covers for these. This is a print then cut project. I've linked in the description of video, another video that shows you how to do print then cut. But you want to print these labels on your home printer. And then right now what the Cricut is doing is it's just checking the sensor marks on the black lines before it cuts it out. Again, this candy cane lip scrub the file is included in the description for the video as well. Once you have your design cut out, then you'll just remove the stickers from the paper and put them on the lids of these, and you've got a super easy, really affordable gift that is perfect for the teens in your life. These are also really fun teacher gifts as well as girlfriend gifts too. I've given these out as PTA gifts and teachers rave about them. I hope watching this video put you in the holiday spirit as much as it did me making all of these crafts. If you'd like to purchase any of the items here, everything, like I mentioned, you can get at the dollar store. All of the Cricut designs that we used and all the Cricut supplies I've linked in the description for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'd love for you to subscribe to Tastefully Frugal for more Cricut tips, tricks, and tutorials. Have a great day.